Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is all about male and female energies. There's a lot to say about that. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. I'm going to read the blog post, and now I wrote this a while back. The world has totally transformed since then. So if I notice something that seems out of date, I will interrupt myself and give you a more present time perspective. And then at the end, I'm going to summarize the whole thing in light of what is going on in the world today. Male and female energies. At a seminar I took some time back, someone was talking about energetic states, one of which was the state of war. Some of you may experience it as males, since males are the one that starts war. And he created a space in the back of the room where participants were able to step into it to experience this energy space and practice a technique that they just learned to stay open within such a vibration. I stepped into the space and it didn't feel warlike. It felt like the home I'd grown up in. I grew up with three brothers, a dominant father, and I have two sons. And I joked that I learned to leave the toilet seat up when I left the bathroom. Testosterone is a familiar vibe for me, and estrogen isn't. I'm going to interrupt myself because I can just see everybody hitting this nowadays with, as consciousness increases, our definitions of gender is actually dissolving. And I see, people who come in and they don't want to define themselves as a gender are actually reflecting this higher shift of consciousness, because outside of the hologram, there is no gender. And that being said, this is going to talk about male and female energy within us. And we all have male and female energy. I'll probably find myself saying this in the article, but we all have male and female energy, regardless of the gender of your body. And what this is really talking about, especially male energy being warlike, is talking about the old paradigm, which is dissolving and going away. So you can see people that are male and they're enjoying the energy of male and they're not warlike at all. But there's also a lot of examples of war in the world today with that old paradigm of dominant male energy. Back to the blog post. I used to work for a mystery school. I went through 5 years of training with them, and I was a teacher and a counselor, and I was training to do female readings and teach women's meditation and healing classes. And I learned some specifics back then about male and female energy. Everyone, here we go. Everyone has both male and female energy, and we each have a unique balance. Male energy is a lower tone, a deeper tone. It's seemingly more dense. Female energy is a higher vibration and seemingly more diffuse. For the most part, we're comfortable with our own energy balance. When we have another person's male energy in our space, we'll feel heavier or can be interpreted as grief. When you have another female energy in our space, it can feel buzzing or irritating. It can be interpreted as guilt, fingernails on glass, and manifests in different behaviors. Male energy is more direct and lineal. You can see or feel it coming. Female energy is more scattered and circuitous. The expression of creativity is different as well. Male energy grounds and builds, but is also very creatively destructive. Witness a man's joy in blazing trails or a boy's delight in taking something apart. Female energy seems to multitask. It manifests in many levels at once. Again, I am so totally aware of how we have evolved in the last 15 years. And these are so stereotypical. Bear with me. I've noticed a difference in communication styles. My elder brothers and my two sons both wrestled a lot. They wrestled when they liked each other, and they wrestled when they hated each other, and the sound effects were the same. It's a form of male communication. Men talk when they're doing something, like playing racquetball or shooting pool, jogging or driving in a car. Their sentences are direct and to the point. Women use lots and lots and lots of words. They cover multiple topics at once. Getting to the point takes a while. Your environment and also your genetic makeup contributes to your own unique balance. There are men who were raised amongst a lot of women who are very comfortable with that energy, and vice versa. Science is starting to recognize that there are more than two sexes. Oh, I'm so glad I got to this part. So each individual's body emits its special blend of the two energies. You may be a man with a very high, pure vibration, or one who delights in long, intense conversations. You may be a woman who is down to earth and succinct in her speech. If you suddenly feel like crying or are so weighed down that you want to sleep, it could be another's male energy in your space. If you feel irritated and guilty, it could be another female's energy in its space. So here's a technique. Imagine the tone or vibration or color or sense of the energy and drop down. That may be focusing in your heart or lower in your abdomen or even under your feet. Drop down to the similar level of that energy, and you will notice your heart and your head becoming more clear. You don't have to match the intent of that energy, just its level. You may have to play with moving up and down for it to settle and clear for you. For this week, however, it's enough to just notice. Notice the male and the female energies around you and in the world, and notice how you navigate with them. And if you have any experience or insights, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to read your comments. And I had completely forgotten about this technique, and I think it's a fabulous technique. My experience is usually to resist the energy in my space that makes me feel sleepy or makes me feel griefy or makes me feel irritated with the guilt coming through. And this is a great technique for dropping down to the vibration, which actually clears you up so that you're not resisting it. Because what happens when you resist something, you get stuck with it. That's why shields don't really work. If we try to do these energetic shields, it just glues the energy we're resisting or recreates it in other situations as well. I wish there was another word instead of male and female because, as I said, as we've become more evolved as consciousness, those definitions don't work when it comes to defining gender, but also we're all expressing ourselves differently and we have the freedom, most states in most places, to express ourselves. And the old-fashioned dominance and submissive stuff and warlike or peacemaking or chatty or not communicative, all that stuff is fading away, balancing out, and we're all coming to a new expression of our unique selves. So if you like this video, please click the like, thumbs up button. Also, click the bell icon to subscribe. That tells YouTube to share this with more people in the world. And I have a free sample for you of one of my consciousness techniques. You can go ahead and click on the skybox technique below. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. You can sign up for my individual sessions. I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life, and I can answer any questions you might have. And I can also help you make some energetic changes as well, and they're recorded for you. I have a coaching special that's designed just for you, where I work with you one-on-one and give you consciousness techniques specially chosen for you to help you transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.